as I said, I think everyone goes through different experiences, and I think you want to go and see some of the schools that these kids go to. There's the school of Hard Knocks. These kids are overcoming challenges that you just can't imagine, and it's very inspiring in that regard, because they do it with the utmost bravery, without complaint, without a sense of any sort of woe is me sort of thing, and I think that is one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed in my life. So yeah, you get very quickly to a stage where you realise how lucky you are, I think, in that situation. And look, yeah, Jade and Jet are going to benefit from better parenting because of Jackson pushed us in that mode. I think Jo was going to be a fantastic mum anyway. I'm sure I would have got there as a dad, but Jackson certainly taught me certain traits that I know the other two benefit from on a daily basis. And the engagement, I think there's a school, some people think that's volume of time, some people think every experience is different for every parent. But when you're with your kids, the biggest challenge we have, I think, as dads and as mums and dads, is the modern age with tablets and mobile phones, and there's every adult pacifier to stick in your own mouth and not engage, and obviously there's the there's the iPads and the phones to stick in your child's hands to not engage with your children, and that doesn't work. I think that's another lesson that Jackson's taught us, that just doesn't work, in the sense that when you're with your children, you have to be really with them, because Jackson picks it up at the click of a finger if you're not engaging, like within seconds, and that's where his EQ's so high. And he'll just disengage with you immediately and just run off. He won't complain or anything, but you'll miss the really good stuff as a dad. And so, there's obviously a certain frequency they need with, particularly dads, because they'll run to mum for everything, just about, But for dads, I think it can be particularly difficult, because there's things that you'll love doing, and there's things that, as a dad, sitting down and playing with the dollhouse, and with certain things with my daughter, for instance, you do it because you really want to engage with her, and that's a game that she wants to play, and she's looking for that affirmation from you, that you're interested in what she's got to say and what she's doing in the game she's playing. Because if you don't sit down and play dollhouse, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, but and the pretend cups of tea and all the rest of it, then you're giving her a message that maybe what she's doing is not as important. And Jackson certainly taught me that, because really, in those situations after work, sometimes you'll get the feeling you'd rather stick a pen in your eye than do that. But even 10, 15 minutes, again, I don't think it's volume, it's this quality of time. And and I'm terrible with a mobile phone, so it's that discipline. I hand the mobile phone when I get in. My wife just takes it straight off me. It goes in a drawer, because it's Pavlov's dog. If I hear the ping or the thing go off, I'll go straight to the phone. So I think Jackson's taught me that in many ways, to self-discipline and to where your distractions are. Because if you're distracted, your kids will be distracted, and you'll wake up one day and they just won't care whether you're in the room. And I think that's just tragic. So fighting the modern age has been a greater challenge for parenting than I think what we went through. And I think Jackson teaches us a lot on that every day, because he's got that really high IQ, EQ. So definitely, when you're with them, be really, really with them. And I think also for dads, find the physical things you really like doing. Like for Jackson and I, the greatest bonding was swimming. Again, it's something functional, it's outdoors, it feels, every dad's different, but for me, you've got to find that one thing, I think, with your child. Like I love that. We can go and I love going for a swim, and I love taking him for a swim. And I had him in the water at 5 months, and watching him, swimming a pool, and he's just like every other normal kid, running around and doing everything just as good, and if not better than they are, has been a wonderful experience. So that was project number one, and always having those sort of projects with your kids that you love doing was really important to me. And the second thing is skiing with Jackson. It's going to take a little bit longer than some, but getting him there every day. And there's some really tough days where he just doesn't want to do it. But I know it's a family connection holiday that he's going to be part of, and I know in 5, 6, 7 years' time, we'll be skiing runs together as we go to the pool together, and we'll have that for the rest of our lives.